Final Fantasy II is considered by many to be the worst entry in the franchise. Mainly disliked for its leveling system, it's often criticized for poor dungeon design and the excessive amount of backtracking required to progress the story. But since I never played it, who knows, maybe I'll end up enjoying everything that everyone else hated. In order to get every achievement, just like in Final Fantasy I, you need to complete the main story, finish the bestiary, and open every single chest in the game, along with a few miscellaneous tasks. However, this time around, there are missable monsters and chests. The story begins with 4 young friends, Firion, Maria, Guy, and Leon, Maria's brother, whose hometown was attacked by the Palamecian Empire. As they try to escape, the group is struck down by the Imperial Knights. Thankfully, they are rescued by the Wild Rose Rebellion, who were also running from the Kingdom of Fynn after the Emperor, who casually struck a deal with Hell, overwhelmed the place. After Firion recovers from his injuries, he reunites with his friends, except for Leon, who has gone missing. After a quick reunion, we speak with the leader of the rebellion, who happens to be the Princess of Fynn, Hilda, who is replacing her father who got injured during battle. After refusing our help in the rebellion, Hilda tells us that Leon may be a prisoner in Fynn, and naturally that's where we are going. But before that, it was time to try out the new leveling system that a lot of people hate. Quick summary: the more you use a weapon, the stronger you get with that weapon. The more you use a magic, the stronger it gets, and the more you get beaten up, the more HP you gain. While I was trying to wrap my tiny brain around this system, I ended up getting my very first achievement. The city is crawling with monsters and soldiers, so we have to be sneaky. On the outskirts there's a pub, and in the back room we find a wounded soldier that's none other than Scott, the Prince of Kashwan and Princess Hilda's fiancé. He then tells us that Morgan, a count who once served Kashwan, has betrayed them. Scott then gives us his ring before passing away. We return to the hideout and try to give the ring back to Hilda, but she refuses. Seeing that we went to Fynn and made it back, she allows us to join the rebellion. Our first task is to acquire Mithril, or more specifically, to track down the person who was originally sent to find it, since they haven't heard from him in a while. To assist us on our journey comes Minwoo, Hilda's personal advisor. And with the first task assigned, we get With Minwoo in a party, we have access to a canoe, meaning we can cross rivers. We reach the city of Salamand, and in one of the houses we meet Joseph, the person Hilda told us about. He tells us that a bunch of people from Salamand are being forced to work in the Summit Falls, and in exchange for the Mithril information, he wants us to save them. On our way to the mines, after battling plenty of monsters, we get And after some time inside the mines, we get After diving deeper into the mines, we find the people Joseph told us about, and among them is his daughter Nellie. Paul, a thief who works for the rebellion, tells us everything that happened and takes everyone out of the caves while we keep focused on getting some mithril. Defeating new enemies for the bestiary gives us At the bottom of the mines, we finally find the one holding the mithril, a sergeant of the Palamecian Empire. After defeating him, we secure the mithril and complete our mission. On the way back home, we cut down a few more monsters and get Back in Altair, we deliver the mithril to the rebellion smith, who quickly forges new weapons for us. With new gear, our new mission is to stop the Empire from building the Dreadnought, an airship that can destroy everything in its path, and in order to do that, we need to go through Basque sewers. After exploring the tunnels, the Black Knight is waiting for us at the other exit, and he tells us that we are late. The Dreadnought is already destroying cities. Still in the sewers, we find the path that allows us to board the dreadnought. We go to Poft and we learn from Sid that if we destroy the Sunfire inside the dreadnought, we destroy the ship. We return to our headquarters and learn that Hilda's father got worse after the attack of the dreadnought, and Minu leaves the party in order to attend him. Hilda then tells us that in order to control Sunfire, we need to go to the Kashwan Keep. We speak with the King of Finn and he tells us that we are going to need the Goddess's Bell in order to get the Sunfire, and Joseph might know where we can get one. We have to go back to the mines, and this time Joseph is coming with us so we can retrieve the snowcraft. Inside the mines, we go through a secret passage and quickly grab the snowcraft. Now we are free to travel across the snow, and we immediately head to the snow cavern. While working on our bestiary and opening some chests, we finally get... And not long after, we also get... Eventually, we reach a room with beavers, and apparently Guy, a man of few words, can actually speak beaverish? The beaver tells Guy about the secret passage where the bell is hidden. In there, an adamantoid stands between us and the bell, but we quickly take care of it and obtain the Goddess's Bell. On our way out of the cave, Borgen arrives to get the bell, but since we got it first, he wants to take us out. But that doesn't happen. Borgen reveals he set up a trap, and just like something out of Indiana Jones, a massive boulder comes rolling towards us. And to protect us, Joseph sacrifices himself. Now that we have the bell, we continue our journey, and our next stop is the Kashwan Keep. Inside, we use the bell to open a locked door, and beyond it, we meet Gordon, who, like us, is seeking the Sunfire. So he tags along to join us on our quest. While exploring, we get... After exploring the entire place, we reach the Red Soul protecting the Egil's torch we need to grab the Sunfire. We quickly take care of it and retrieve the torch, and back at the entrance, we grab the Sunfire. As soon as we leave, we see an airship trying to escape the dreadnought but failing to do so. We take a quick detour to the Chocobo Forest just to see the little guys. Back at the hideout, we learn that Princess Hilda went with Sid to meet us at the Kashwan Keep. However, she was captured by the dreadnought, so it's time for another rescue mission. After finding where the dreadnought is, we get inside and after searching the entire place, we find them and set them free. Now we just need to destroy the dreadnought by sending the Sunfire onto the engine. We find it, throw the Sunfire in it, and run towards the exit where Sid will give us a ride out of there before the airship explodes. Sid takes us back to Altair and we get... Inside the hideout, we speak with the king and he tells Gordon to lead his army from now on and tasks Minu with finding the Ultima Tome. As for us, he tells us to go to Deist so we can see if dragoons still exist or not. All this before passing away. We go to Palum to see if we can find a ride to Deist, and we get one by a pirate named Layla. In the middle of the ocean, she shows her true self and turns against us, only for us to take down her crewmates and have them work under us. Now that we can travel as we please, we go to Deist. In here, we find a mother and son, and they tells us there's a wyvern inside and is trying to say something, but she doesn't know the language. She then mentions there's a pendant that can translate Wyvernian right up north inside the cave. We go to the cave, find the pendant, and go back to see the wyvern. He tells us that he has been poisoned and makes us a request to place his egg in a live spring that is inside the cave. We do as we were asked and put the egg inside the water. We go back to Deist to learn that the wyvern sadly passed away. We return to the hideout and Hilda says she wants to speak with Firion. Alone. And as he was thinking he was gonna be a lucky guy, turns out it was a Lamia all along. And after disposing of her, we learn that Hilda is the reward in the Colosseum in Palamecia. Gordon comes with us while Lila holds the crew back at the hideout. We reach the Colosseum and the Emperor makes us fight the behemoth, and after taking him down, he throws us in jail. Luckily, our favorite thief Paul saves us, and now it's our turn to do some saving. After some exploring, we find Hilda, and after setting her free, Gordon takes her to safety and we leave the place. It's time to go on the offensive, so we head to the rebel camp, and the plan is simple. Go to Finn's castle and take over. Inside, Laylee is waiting for us and joins the party. After climbing a few sets of stairs, we fight the one in charge and quickly take him down, retrieving the castle back to its owners. Minwu is still searching for the tome, and Hilda asks us to go to Nicidia after not hearing from him in a while. To get the ultimate tome, we need 2 masks, and one of them is within the castle, so we start looking for it. And while looking for the mask, we get... After exploring every nook and cranny, we finally find the mask. Next stop is Mysidia to meet with Minwu. We reach Mysidia and we go down to an altar to place the mask we found earlier. The other mask is in an island in the middle of the ocean, so that's our next stop. In the cave inside the island, we explore a bit and get... After a very long exploration session, we reach an area protected by monsters, and after defeating them, we get the Black Mask. Now we go to the cave behind Mysidia, and the only way to go through is by giving the Black Mask to our doppelganger standing in our way. We get the crystal rod inside one chest, which will allow us to go to the Mysidia tower where Minwu is. Back to our ship, we make haste for the tower, but we are swallowed by a whirlpool and end up inside Leviathan's stomach. Laylee is nowhere to be found, but for now our priority is to leave the place. Inside we meet Ricard, a dragoon that is not aware is the last one of his species, and he joins us in hope to finally leave this place. We explore and head for the exit, and waiting for us near the ship is a weird looking worm. After taking care of it and boarding the ship, we are right outside. We enter the Mysidia tower, and after a lot of treasure hunting and monster farming, we reach the top. We find Minwu as he's waiting for us. In order to open the door, he needs to use all of his magic, and in good fashion Dragon Ball style, he does so, dispelling the seal and passing away in the process. We go inside, and after touching a crystal, we get the ultimate tome. Back at Castle Finn, we notice a cyclone nearby, and when we ask the princess about it, she explains that many places were destroyed by it, and that the Emperor is controlling it. We also learn that in the basement of the castle there's a mirror that reflects wyverns by using the pendant. By using the pendant, we hatch the wyvern from the egg, who quickly comes over to say hello, and takes off to fight the cyclone. We head to the cyclone, and it happens to be a dungeon. After exploring, we reach the top, and the Emperor is waiting for us, and after a very quick battle we return to the castle to celebrate. Until the Dark Knight, Leon, our former friend, declares himself the new Emperor of Palamecia. We need an airship since the only way inside Castle Palamecia is by air, so we talk to Sid. However, he is in a very bad shape. He can't come with us, so he lends us his ship before passing away. We get inside the castle, and after using Cure a lot, we get... We finally reach Leon, and after he gives us an edgy speech about power, the Emperor comes back from the dead, ready to take us down. But, as he was going to, Ricard steps up, calling the wyvern and getting us out of there, sacrificing himself for us. We return to the castle and we ask permission for Leon to join us so we can finish this once and for all. We need to go to the Jade Passage so we can take down the Emperor, but before that we learn the final password of the game. Before the final showdown, we return to Dice so we can speak with a woman who was with the wyvern. After learning that Ricard has died, she gives us Excalibur in gratitude for everything we have done so far. On to the final showdown, we enter the Jade Passage, and after a bit of fighting, we get... We finally reach the end of the Jade Passage, which means we can finally enter Pandemonium, which means we are in Hell. After stepping inside, we get... While exploring the castle and working to finish the bestiary and the chests, I got reminded of the hell it was to find Warmech on Final Fantasy I. Lucky for me, Final Fantasy II has his own super boss named Iron Giant, and I found it by accident, so I got that out of the way very quickly. Eventually I open what is supposed to be the final chest, but the achievement doesn't trigger, which makes me think of every place I went and try to remind if I skipped any. Thankfully, it was simply lag. With just the Emperor left, we take part of a very underwhelming fight and quickly take him out, which gives us... After saving the world, our job here is done. I came in to play Final Fantasy II with a very open mind. I read things, sure, but in the end, it's my personal experience that counts to me. The leveling system was a bit weird, but it felt refreshing, although at the same time a bit clunky, and in late game, in order to level up, I had to start attacking my own party, which is kinda annoying. But I can't say that this leveling system was a bad thing overall, because you could play as you please, and it shows that the developers wanted to try something new. And this was the very first Final Fantasy with an actual story. Sure, a bit confusing sometimes, but it had a story. The amount of backtrack though was actually annoying, because having to go to Finn every 5 minutes was something that I didn't enjoy. But overall, it's a nice game. Do I recommend it? If you don't like the idea of this leveling system, then I don't. But if you don't care about it and want to try something new and play a bit of a grindy game, then go for it. At least I'm glad to finally know why Furion appears with 500 weapons with him in every artwork I see. If you watch my whole journey, thank you so much, and I hope to see you on the next one.